Welcome to the Educational Passport Foundation. With the support of Epf.Africa Youth Association and United Nations online volunteers, we have highlighted real stories regarding migration, education, poverty, and unemployment in the Republic of the Gambia. We invite you to watch and discover the current challenges and implications so that we can learn how to help solve them and support these.
Hello everyone, we are Epf.Africa EPF and I'm Nabila.
I'm Amanda. Thank you for all joining us.
Just to tell you a little bit about Epf.Africa EPF, it is the foundation that aims to support the underprivileged youth in the communities of the Gambia and Zimbabwe through education. Most people in these countries lack one of the fundamental rights of human beings, and that is access to quality education. This is mainly because of financial constraints and poverty. For that concern, Epf.Africa EPF came up with an initiative to help support these people so that they can achieve their goals and prepare them for a better and more productive future.
Today we have Seedy with us. Seedy is a Gambian activist who has recently migrated to Germany. We are so pleased to have you today, and thank you so much for joining us. Seedy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you so very much, Amanda, and thank you so very much, Nabila. I hope I, pronounce the names very
Yes, it's
well.
good.
Yeah, I'm pleased to be here today, and yeah, my name is Seedy Saidykan. I'm a Gambian, and I migrated here in Germany. So yeah, I'm a youth advocate and an activist in Germany here. So I'm pleased, and it's an honor to be here today.
Thank you. So, Seedy, can you tell us a bit what life was like when you were growing up in the Republic of Gambia?
It was amazing. Now, well, to be frank enough, if I let me just make it very short and to summarize it. Life in the Gambia is, I was happy in the Gambia. I was happy, but at the same time, in the way around is tough. You have to be tough and really fight everything for yourself, even though education is something that now all the countries are trying to in fact encourage young people to educate, but now in Gambia you have to be, someone, who has to find ways, to sponsor himself or the family, so that's one of the toughest thing when it comes to Gambia. Like as a student it's tough because going to school you need transportation, and transportation is expensive in Gambia. So, but in the other way around, Gambia is a nice country, and people are very connected. So I have a happy life there. I can stay there. And I'm always a happy person. But when it comes to the other important part, and it's really tough, to build up, your life or towards your goals. Example, like students, as a student, it was really tough for me. So I would say like it depends, So I'll balance it.
So would you say that you had a lot of challenges in the Gambia?
Yeah, like I said, as a student, I will take an example of myself. I think this is just one from millions of Gambians in Gambia. As a student, as I said, transportation is one of the toughest things students to face. You will see that the majority of the Gambian people, our population is all poor. So going to school, you need to go out, wake up in the morning to go out and find a transportation. Even you have the money to get a transportation to go to school is tough, and not everybody have the access or is had the chance to pay transportation for themselves. So they have to go out and beg for leave. I mean, these are people who are gonna find you on the way and take you along, to school. So these are one of the challenges that you're gonna face as a youth in the Gambia, and that's what I face it. And so yeah. So if you want to achieve your goals in the Gambia, it's something that I mean, yeah, majority of us can't achieve our goals in the Gambia. We believe that we can't. Why we say it? Because Gambia there is no much opportunity for young people in Gambia. There's no job opportunity. There is no chance for people to further their education. The education system is too low. After senior school, you have no opportunity to further education. If you though you do, you will be from at least a family that can at least sponsor your schooling. And even though someone who is rich, if they have that much money, they would love to go outside to study and to stay in the Gambia because of the low education system in the Gambia. So these are all challenges that we all face, and then I faced too when I was going to school.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, that most Gambian youth, they believe they have that spirit of we can do it. So I think that's what's really important.
Yeah.
And growing up, what did you aspire to be?
Well, I think when I was very young, I think I remember in the community, people would look at me and say that you will be one day be a journalist or a lawyer.
Nice.
And it's something that I always also wanted, because when I started my senior school, my principal one told me that you're gonna be a good journalist, of course. And yeah, so from there I inspired to be a journalist or a lawyer, because these things, I find out that if being a journalist, you can be the voice of the voiceless. You could at least, stand for people who didn't have, speak for people who didn't have the power and the voice to speak for themselves. And I can, if I've been a lawyer, then I will also stand for people who I mean, the needy people who needed, my support and my support, if even though they don't have the money. So, but yeah, and these are two things that I always wanted to be. And yeah, I think these two things are something that I always aspire to be.
So,
It's interesting
Seedy,
to
could you
hear.
tell us a little bit about your journey so far from Gambia to Europe? How has it been, and how is it currently in Germany for you?
My journey to from Gambia to Europe, well, like I said, it's not something that I prepared, but it's like very spontaneous, you know. But I would say it was horrible. It was horrible in the sense that I wasn't expecting that I'm gonna face such, how I'm gonna take that journey, because that wasn't something that was in my head. That wasn't something that I was even prepared for. But I think the first time that I feel like this is not right is when I left Gambia getting into Senegal. And I find out that Senegalese will not allow you to get into the country, so you have to pay the customers and the custom to get for you to fly away from Gambia to Senegal, even though you have your documents, you have everything. So that was really shock as an African, as a Gambian. I believe like, okay, we have this right to travel or go anywhere else in Africa with our documents, but it is totally something different, And yeah, so I think I would say it's horrible. I experienced so many things in a way. I've seen people who have been, shot to death. I've seen people who lost their life. I've seen people who lost their legs. I've seen, I've, and those things are things that I've never wanted to see in my face, in my life. So talking about my journey, how, it was, I think the answer is horrible.
Hmm.
But I think that's what inspired me to be where I am right now, and that inspired me to, stand where I am. That inspired me to be strong today. That inspired me to be a hard worker in Germany today. And I still, it's still giving me that power and says, Shidi, you know what? You face all those difficulties, so you're gonna do something else, or you're gonna be in the same place. So check it. So I have to see what's best for me, or what I see, or what I've been through. So you know, so I think it's also an inspiration to me. It's inspired me. It gives me some motivation that this thing have to motivate you to do more. And
Well
yeah,
said. Well said indeed, Seedy. Very true.
yeah. So my life in Germany, I think if I'm gonna say the truth, is that I'm really good in Germany. I'm not. My life is not
Ah,
perfect. I don't need perfection in life because there's nothing perfect in life. But I
Mm.
think I am happy and I'm content with what I got right now because I think if I look at myself and look at the life of other people in my country, you know, I see that I have privilege, that other people don't, and so I have to reflect my mind back to to those days, and at the same time I think, I think I'm in the right path. I'm in the right way. And Germany here today, to tell you the fact, I'm very, very happy. And I thank the German government because when I came here and they give me the chance to go to school, they give me the chance, easily, go to school and build a life here, even though it's tough because nothing is easy, it's tough, but I find my way out. I'm still in the struggle. So I would say, that today, Alhamdulillah, I can stand anywhere else and I'm proud of myself. And I'm proud that, that I at least within these sort of period that I came in Germany, I achieved so many things. And this is something that I can, say I'm proud of myself. So my life here is good and I'm happy.
That's great to hear. I mean, despite all those difficult things you saw, I mean, there is like a light at the end of the tunnel that, positive things do, good things do come. Okay, so I think we've come about way through the interview. So I would like to thank everybody for watching part 1 of this interview. And to continue watching, stay tuned for part 2. And in the meantime, please follow, like, and share our videos. And also, please don't forget to donate so that you support our cause and you join us on our journey. Thank you.
The Educational Passport Foundation. We turn dreams into action.